to everybody. My name is Brian Gonzalez, and it's a pleasure to introduce the CEO of the foundation, Mr. Eric Gomez, also known as Cali.
Hello.
Oh,
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for the introductions. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. We have a bilingual program. So we're going to be talking about what is Cali about, what is the new project that we are trying to tell the community about our service. But thank you for the introduction. So a pleasure to be here tonight. Special is, we're trying to talk to let the community know about what service we provide.
nice to have you is in the conference. How are you tonight,
Well,
Cali?
so the conference. Thank you, Brian. Brian is one of our leads. Let me tell you about Brian. Brian is practice. I know he's one of the leads who's also receiving the English classes from our nonprofit. So we provide these workshops for everyone who, as part of the Foro Internacional de Personas con Discapacidad, which is it's a program that we have. So Brian is part of uh, this program also, and he's also practice here is English. So I hope everyone will understand. But also, I'm also here to support him. But thank you, Brian. So yeah, we can continue.
Let's start with this conference, but would, would you like to add something before we start? Far, first sentencing question. Could you tell us about what is next with Concaly in regard to health?
Yeah, regarding to help, Brian. I have the experience working with the community, so I've been working more than 10 years, helping the community, especially like the nutrition part, the physical activity. This new project that to have and also to bring to uh, is a lot of, especially in here in US, but also in other countries. They, there is a lot of needs for prevention. So my experience working with uh, you know, in, with like chronic disease and also infection disease, but also um, I had the experience as a medical assistant. Let me tell you a little bit about how I started working with the medical. So I work in a clinic before. I was working in a clinic. That's when I started like the passion of having more people in this medical field. So I have been working in the medical field since 2000, you see, 2008 when I graduated from the medical field, the medical as a medical assistant. To me, that opens the door. So I was able to help in different clinics where it was like kind of like a school where I was able to connect resources for many, many clients, um, and helping especially those new arrivals. They come to this country without insurance, without, like they didn't know how to navigate the system. So that was my job. And so that now with this experience, so I decided to help more in my own, like creating these programs that we're going to talk about. But the health, the health part is necessary for all of us. So sometimes we don't know to um, how to find resources, and that's why we are creating these programs. So Concali, we creating this help also help education because that's one of my backgrounds too. So I provide education and also the physical activity.
It's excellent, excellent. You're welcome for Concali. Uh, Next question, Cali. Uh, what is your area of expertise and experience in the area of health?
Well, the experience with my experience area is, yeah, like I mentioned, is education, especially in diabetes, and high cholesterol and hypertension, which is um, uh, people who suffer of blood pressure. That's one of my topics and my experience that I was able to help many clients with lower the levels of A1C, which is the sugar test, and also like also making healthy diets. Like providing those healthy recipes, and also like creating workshops. But yes, my experience is helping the clients to with with the part of the nutrition part, and also like the I don't say like losing weight, but also like kind of like help have a healthy diet and be very active. So I also do exercise, and I promote the exercise part. But my experience is in the area of health is with those topics. Like I help clients with uh, lower, to manage the diabetes and manage the high blood pressure and other other with the nutrition part. But yeah, that's one of them. But also, what I noticed is also connecting to mental health, which is, yeah. So that's one also is very important.
Excellent, excellent. Continuing the conference, where we are aware that you have done an excellent labor in regard to assist people with and with without disability.
Correct. Yes. I've been working with the nonprofit since 2015. So nonprofit is to help people with or without disability. Uh, and is there is what I think during the pandemic we were able to create this virtual groups where we provide different workshops for anybody. And now, we're doing bilingual because we're trying to get another, other areas, especially, we work with the Muslim Latino community, but also we want to um, let the community know about their service and why we have different workshops with our, with these groups, with the groups that we create with the nonprofit. But regarding in helping, I know is also I learn a lot from these programs and learn from each of the members who have different diagnoses of the, especially like, for example, I never knew what is pumping means, and I know pompe is a disease where is a disease that probably many of you doesn't know what is pompe, but yes, I learned about different diagnoses and also like the healthy nutrition that each of them has to have in order to, in order to have a healthy diet, a healthy life. So I learned a lot of things from them, which is also one of the things that I want to create also in these programs, to educate the, to educate
As
more of the community too.
pan- pandemia as not to remember fue un caos la pandemia, como para no
Yeah,
recordar.
yeah. Yeah, the pandemic was very chaos. I mean, many of us suffer anxiety, stress, and they make you to eat more. And you sometimes people lose weight, some people uh, start gaining weight. But yeah, for example, for myself, it was the opposite. I started eating healthy food. I started eating a lot of fried food, like, and that's what I went through all these changes, and I changed all my diets, and I learned since I've been also, working with the community, helping them. So I also try to, but yeah, everyone has different metabolics, and that's why it's very important to learn about your. Sometimes people think because you are in a healthy diet, you're gonna be able to, like. But you also, yeah, you have to learn about them, how your body change and how your body act when you need, you need to make different changes.
Yes. Important next question.
A ver.
How important do you think are support networks for the care of mental and psychical health?
Yeah, the support for the for the mental and physical health is very important to learn and also to share with people because sometimes it's connecting to nutrition and mental health because I have the experience working with people who suffer or have this they've been going through a lot of situations in their lives and mental health is very important to work first in order to make changes. For example, if you have a lot of stress or you've been going through uh, having different family issues or any traumas that you suffer in the past and you want to make changes in like healthy diets, sometimes it doesn't work because we need to work first with someone, with a specialist who help you to understand the part that we were suffer for many of even having issues with with mental, like I say like not mental, but I say like the physical, the mental health. Sorry, I got confused. But the sometimes we got confused with all the nutrition part. But going back, so I had the experience working with clients who are referred to make also talk to a therapist where they help first working with some of the traumas or the stress in going because some of them the levels of sugar or they were diagnosed with diabetes and when they work together they make changes. But when you only focus on just you want to make changes but you have something else with mental health, um, you need to talk to, I mean, it's important to work together with someone who need assistance and to have someone who talk, like giving the good advice. Um, I also recommend for people who wants to make changes in anything in nutrition, they definitely look for help, look for the professionals, look for those who can give more uh, recommendations or give you the tips making changes. Because I remember Brian, I have a client when I used to work in, in a clinic where this client was referred to me because she has diabetes. She was diagnosed with diabetes, except that she was diagnosed with diabetes. And when she came with me, she I'm a professional because I know how to eat healthy, and I think you're wasting your time. And I didn't talk about nutrition at all. So I talk about something else, and that's what I learned. That most of the clients have something else. She will suffer for domestic violence and other. Uh, she was having a lot of issues in her life. So that's why it's very important for people who are want to make changes in nutritions and healthy diets. So sometimes we need to work with both. Also, like the therapies, because both together they make the difference.
Yes, very, very, very important. Psychical health or the care of mental. Yes, Gabby. Next question. What has motivated you the you to venture into the field of health?
Yeah,
What
what
has motivated?
motivate what motivate me to be in this medical in the medical field is also, yeah, is also like the needs for many people. There is a lot of lack of informations for people who doesn't know how to uh, how to find help. And I have a many experience learning also about clients that they don't know how to navigate the system, the medical system. Also, like they think because they don't have status or they cannot find support, like or they cannot find any clinics or they cannot find any doctors. Sometimes people think because they don't have a status, they cannot see a doctor here. That's what I learned, and I came to me. We have to educate. There is a lot of options for people who don't have insurance, find a doctor, and also like have to find like community clinics where they have all these resources available for participants uh, who are looking um, for support. So that's where I find out, and what motivated me to also create all these new is because I also I see it on my family. So I had this I had this story that I like to talk to people and educate people in different topics, and I didn't know that my family has they've been diagnosed also with diabetes, and that's when I find out wait, I have to talk to not just my participants but also my family, which they also have to learn about, how to manage the diabetes, how to manage blood pressure, because now back in those days, I think we didn't know the people suffer for many different diseases or different chronic disease, which which was diabetes, or sometimes they were, oh, my dad passed away because he has diabetes, or my aunt, they never check. So now I think with the new, new, new system or now we learn more about how to manage your diabetes. People think when they have diabetes, they are like, oh, I'm gonna die or I'm not gonna have a good life. But no, I mean, if you able to manage your your diet, you can make changes because I see many clients that I help to lower the levels of blood pressure, of diabetes, even cholesterol. Especially in US, there's a study where many people are being diagnosed with diabetes, cholesterol, and also like the kids now, I know sometimes they go through they try to buy, like even school, they don't provide the good food for the kids. So they provide different food that are now healthy for them. So that's what happened too for the community. Sometimes there is food that we can even like, can like other processed food options. So that's why we create. I remember I used to create, okay, if you go to different places, like for example, McDonald's, there's options. Sometimes we are busy, we work in this country, and especially in US, we work in and we don't have time to prepare our meals. We don't have time to do exercise sometimes. But there is, that's why we're trying to help the community with this program that we about to promote very soon. So we're going to promote this project that we have to help more people in different countries. That's going to be able to, not just here, it's going to be something that we're going to create. And I know we're going to project here and, like you will see it.
Excellent, excellent. And Eddie, what
Mhm.
importance does a car have for you, and what advice would you give people to care care of Clarice Health.
Yeah, to uh, to some of the advices that I can give you to people who wants to make changes in their health is, like, go and check to see a doctor, go to, you know, go to at least once a year to do your physical, and try to check your blood, like sometimes we don't know, like, some people that I don't, especially like the Latino community, they don't like to go to a doctor because they think they've been diagnosed with something, that they don't want to hear. But it's better to go to prevent than having a chronic diagnosis. So it's very important for people who never been seen by a doctor to check, to find resources, to find community clinic. There is places where you can go to different healthcare events, um, because you will find someone who's going to, or even if you are in your country, try to at least to save something in a provider for physical or so. But my advice is to be also to eat, start healthy, to start making changes. Like, for example, sometimes people, they don't know that's that's very important, because if you don't eat breakfast, your body is changing and you eating your. So but if you change your, like, the most important meals in our daily dates is breakfast. Sometimes people, they don't eat breakfast, and that's why you start having headaches, you start having, you gain weight. You start gaining weight because you are eating, you make changes. Like, I recommend, as a health educator, I recommend healthy breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and so it's like 5 times, like, like small portion. Follow a healthy plate. There is, how we can follow a healthy plate is every time you eat your plates, let's say your meals, every time you eat your meal, it's very important to have proteins, carbs, and vitamins and minerals. So vitamins and minerals are, you can find in vegetables and fruits and vegetables. That's where the vitamins are. We don't need to drink pills, though. All the vitamins and minerals we find in some vegetables and proteins. Sometimes we need to eat proteins, but you have to make sure to choose the right proteins. Sometimes we add lentils, like beans, different proteins that you can find in grains. Um, and also the carbs, small portion, because convert to sugar. So, for example, a lot of tortillas, rice, a lot of potatoes, those convert to sugar, and many people, especially food that we buy in the stores are processed. So, but if you make step by steps, you will see the difference.
Yes, yes. I really to finish. Concaly, excellent. You're welcome. So, last question, Eddie. Closing remarks from the participant and the founder inviting you to know you to join Concaly and to Apple for the service.
Yes. Well, I would like to invite everyone who want to learn more about our service. Is that we're here. We are now promoting our physical activities where they can connect, and we can provide a one-on-one workshops, or any, also, like, if they want to talk to educators about how we can uh, help them to manage the diabetes or any other, um, like healthy diet. So we are we have those service now available. You can search our service on our website. Also, like I say, there's something that's gonna come soon, and we're gonna be advertising in our social media about our service, uh, where we are gonna be available for you who are need those, like making changes in the diet and having healthy diet, and and that's why we are creating these new programs for our community and for many people who are able to make changes. But the most important thing here is not just like, you know, it is very important to learn about the different things that we can make changes, and like start making changes, like little things, like for example, if you never walk, or you never been active in physical activity, so you can start doing some 5 minutes walk, or and then especially for those who never go, they don't like to, and that's why we are trying to have those service to, like providing the service available virtual. So our service is going to be virtual for now, but also we also available for are looking for hosting events. We are available. We have a group of our instructors who are able to help you to motivate motivate your events, or any events coming up. But yeah, I'm so happy to announce that we have the service in Spanish and English. We trying to be able to connect other communities as well.
Excellent, excellent for conference. ¿Eh? Nos
Thank
despedimos
you,
en
Brian.
español.
Yeah,
Bye.
we say
Nice
yeah.
to
So
meet
for
you.
anyone who are, thank you, Brian. So it was a pleasure. Thank you. I know you did good job. Let's give it up for Brian, because I know he's practicing his English, and he's probably gonna be one of our promoters one day. So who knows?
Yes.
And so thank you for this introduction. And like I say, we're gonna be bringing different specialists, interviewing different guests who's gonna come in Spanish and English. But today we have the first English program. So we'll see you in another workshop. We'll see you next Monday. Nos vemos el próximo lunes con otro programa. Hoy trajimos un programa bilingüe porque queremos traer esto diferente también en nuestro emprendimiento con Cali Emprendes, con Cali Aprendo. Gracias una vez más.
Excellent.
Que tengan bonita noche.
Bye. Bye.